Hello, 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 and welcome to the Core Dog Experience. We're here. I talk Ohio State Buckeyes, talking Buckeyes from the fans' point of view. So if you're feeling what you're hearing, please hit that like button. And if you enjoy Buckeye content in general, please subscribe. Help a brother grow this thing out. Finally got over 100 subscribers, so thank y'all. Keep them coming. I really appreciate it. So the game, Ohio State and Purdue. It was your basic beatdown. We're going to talk about our basic offense. That's one of the Purdue defenders described it. But I ain't going to get into the game just yet. The game was good. The game was great. Best thing, you know how to say this thing about being 6-0, we got a chance to go 7-0. 7-0. But the best thing that came out of the weekend slate of games was, and still, the only two-time Heisman Trophy winner, Archie Griffin. That may have been the best thing outside of us beating Purdue. That may have been the best thing that happened this weekend because SC went to Notre Dame and got beat down. They got beat down. That looks good for us, especially with Notre Dame coming off that loss to Louisville, who they went out and laid an egg against Pitt. But we ain't talking about that right now. We talking about Caleb Williams, who just lost the Heisman. I don't care what he do the rest of the year. If CJ Stroud lost the Heisman because he couldn't beat Michigan, then damn it, Caleb Williams just lost the Heisman because he looked pitiful against Notre Dame. He looked bad against Arizona. They could have lost that game because of him. So that was one of the best results of this slate of games this weekend is Archie Griffin is still the only two-time Heisman Trophy winner. And Archie probably don't care. He'd probably be the first one to congratulate someone when and if they ever do get a two-time Heisman Trophy winner. But you know how us fans are. We fickle like that. As long as we can keep saying we the only school that had a two-time Heisman Trophy winner, we go keep saying it. You just like the Miami Dolphins who had that undefeated season. They just be waiting for a team to lose so they can still do their toast or whatever. Just being the only undefeated NFL team. We gonna keep doing that for as long as we can. Archie Griffin is still the only two-time Heisman Trophy winner because I just don't see Caleb winning. I don't even think he was the front runner to begin with. Michael Penix is having a great year. Jordan Travis is doing this thing down to Florida State. So I think this officially eliminates Caleb Williams from the discussion. If they give it to him, that's going to be a travesty. I don't care what he do the rest of the year. Caleb Williams should not be winning the Heisman this year. Not to say he won't come back, because he's done made that threat. He's going to come back. He might go for the Heisman again, but at least for this year, we can still say Archie Griffin, the only two-time Heisman Trophy winner. And before I get off the Caleb Williams thing, because there's been a lot of grumblings and mumblings and going-ons in the NFL world that Chicago now, they got the top two picks. They ought to take Caleb Williams. He's an upgrade over Justin Fields. Me personally, yes, I'm biased. I don't care. I think Justin Fields is every bit as good as Caleb Williams. And you see what Caleb Williams is when he don't get no protection either. What Justin Fields has been dealing with the last year and a half playing behind that Chicago Bears line. Y'all saw what Caleb Williams is going to do. And this was a college defensive front. 3 interceptions, harassed all night long. He didn't look comfortable. He didn't look good. He made a bunch of bad decisions. So Chicago, for all the fans saying, get Caleb Williams. You saw what's going to happen behind that Chicago Bears line. Notre Dame just showed you what Caleb Williams is going to be like. I'm just saying. I'm putting on my GM hat. What I'm going to do, I'm going to trade that number 1 pick. Stockpile as many draft picks as I can. Get Marvin Harrison with the number 2 pick. Line them up with DJ Moore and use those stockpile picks and build a team around Justin Fields. That's what I would do if I'm the GM. You're welcome. I just don't see Justin Fields as Caleb. They're one of the same to me. I think Justin might even be better. But anyway, that's for all the little naysayers and saying Chicago Bears should go out and get Caleb Williams. Y'all just saw what Caleb Williams is going to be like behind a makeshift offensive line. And Notre Dame defensive, that's a college defense that harassed Caleb Williams all night. 3 interceptions. He made bad decisions. He took sacks. I said Arizona did the same thing. They just lucked out in that game because it's Arizona. But they should have lost that game too. And you could lay the blame at Caleb Williams' feet. I'm just saying. Not saying he ain't a good quarterback, but I just don't see how he's an upgrade over Justin Fields. All right, that's it. That's my NFL take. I put back on my Ohio State take, my Ohio State hat, and just get off that for a little bit. I'm stick up for my man Justin Fields. Stick up for my Ohio State folks in the NFL when I get that opportunity too. Y'all quit with that Caleb Williams talk. He don't want to go to Chicago anyway. He already told you what teams he want to go to. He said he's making more money in the college right now with the NIL deal than he can make. Can he make being a first round pick? So y'all want to take that chance, Chicago? Y'all go right ahead. Ain't like y'all just never mind. Y'all better stick with Justin Fields to build a team around him. He showed you what he can do when he got some folks around him. Anyway, next up. Before we get in the game, let's talk about the Peacock situation. I had Peacock already, so it wasn't no thing to me. But that was all the talk. Nobody's talking about the game. We ain't talking about the game. We talking about the network it was on, the streaming service it was on. Folks was not liking it was on Peacock. They didn't know where they could see the game. Had to resort to listening on the radio. They did not like it being on Peacock. Like I said, I had it already, so it was no sorry. I was like, I'm cool with it. I watched the game. I'm cool with it. But yeah, folks were not happy that it was on Peacock, and I don't know if there's gonna be a thing moving forward with Peacock. But honestly, a lot of folks didn't like the announcing. Quite honestly, I would take those announcers over Gary Danielson any day. I would. I didn't find it to be all that bad. You know, when they went to break, they had the little screen. Wasn't your typical commercials. I got to go do whatever I wanted to do during the break. But admitting nothing. Came back in time for the game to start back up. So I you know, it was watching it on any other thing. Like I said, I already had Peacock, so it wasn't a big adjustment for me. I feel for those who couldn't see the game because you missed a good game. I spoke last week coming off my in-person sit down at the Shoe for Ohio State, Maryland. I got to see that game at the Shoe. It was a great experience. Now watching this one, the comfort of my pad at the home, watching it on Peacock. It was a good game, and if y'all didn't see, it was a most complete team performance to date. Offense was in sync for the most part. Defense did what the defense has been doing all year. They probably wouldn't have gave up the touchdown, but McCord, we'll get into McCord, but he had that fumble. Got hit from behind, got stripped. I mean, that led to a short field for Purdue, and they cashed in on it. But other than that, our defense was on point yet again. Yeah, it was a 41-7, a basic beatdown because, like I said, the Purdue defender said Ohio State has a basic offense, which in general we do. We don't do a lot of up-tempo stuff like we used to. It's not just a basic line them up, 3 receiver sets for the most part. We're working in a lot more the two tight end sets, but it's a basic standpoint, very basic. I agree with very basic offense in terms of some of the offenses we see. But it's okay to have a basic offense when you got dudes who are running it. And we got some dudes in our skill positions, even though some of them didn't play. No Trevion, no Emeka, no Mayan. Chip got knocked out. And we still put up 41 points. And it's Purdue. And for the most part, it's not a very good Purdue team. I know there's some people are having flashbacks about the last time we went up there and got beat down. I was never had that amount of concern for this particular Purdue team. What I expected the 41-7 beatdown, not necessarily, but I didn't think it was. I always thought it was going to be a comfortable win. This is not the type of Purdue team that would scare you. And folks could probably say it about the last time we went down there and got beat down, but I just didn't see this time around that was going to happen. It was a night game. Purdue had other stuff going on in that game, other factors going on that played in them being hyped for that night game, and I just didn't see the same similarities going into this contest, and it showed out on the field. We were a much better, superior team, even with a lot of backups playing. Like I said, Chip got knocked out early. Dallin Hayden came in, did his thing. McCord again was efficient, had wet ball, slick ball, had some turnovers. Devin Brown, we're gonna get on Devin Brown, but get to Devin Brown, but 41-7 beatdown, which what you would expect the number 3 team in the nation to do. And for once, in my opinion, they look like the number 3 team in the nation finally, and just in time because we know who's coming up next week. Kyle McCord. At this point, you're just going to have your McCord haters because folks still found stuff to complain about. And he had an efficient game. He had the fumble. Slick weather. Purdue got back into the backfield some. But at the end of the day, he had an efficient game. And again, he's QB number 1. I don't see that changing anytime soon. The offense, we needed them to get off to a faster start. They did. Probably could have scored the first 3 or 4 possessions, but Devin Brown had that fumble going in. But the offense looked good, and for once, we were very efficient on third down. I think all our third and shorts, we got them. We were 3 for 3. I think we were 6 for 13 or something in that ballpark overall. So over 60% on third down efficiency, which we needed to see, and hopefully that will carry over into the Penn State game because we're going to need it. Much different competition, obviously, coming up. But the offense did what they needed to do against the type of team they were playing in Purdue. Not much else to say. What I did like, speaking of our third down, is you always wonder what the coaches are going to do. Are they going to keep trying the same stuff over and over and over again? And what I liked about this game in particular is the change up with Devin Brown, bringing them in the red zone situations. Well, I think that is good. You have a package of plays for him that's catered to his skill set. From all accounts, he's a better runner than Kyle McCord. I previously stated I don't see him as being that dynamic of a runner where he should supplant McCord as the starter, but he's a better runner at the end of the day. And I think that will lead to our offense being a bit more creative, not as what I want to say. You can't really gauge what they're going to do. They're not as obvious. You may have to switch it up some and allows them to be a little more creative in the running game. And I think Devin Brown does present that to defenses moving forward. Is he going to keep it? Is he going to hand it off? Because when McCord in there, he's going to hand it off. Devin Brown, not so much, and we saw that. He scored once, should have scored twice, but the defender put his helmet right where you need to put the helmet in those situations, right on the ball. And Devin Brown, he's not used to running the ball. Probably did in high school, but the college is a different level. Defender put the ball, his hat right on the ball, and he popped it out. And Hayden was there. Why can't we cover fumbles? he went right over the top of the ball. Should have been I don't know. We carry gotta get Tyleek in there. Tyleek know how to get in and recover fumbles. Our offensive guys not so much. We cannot recover a fumble for the life of us when we fumble it. But so Devin should have had 2 rushing ones, and of course he added the 2 later on in the game with a beautiful pass. Well, you know, y'all been saying he could throw. I believe y'all. I never said he could throw. I just don't think he's the thrower that Kyle McCord is at this point in his career. But he threw a beautiful pass here to another true freshman of Brandon Ennis.
Earlier in this game, a rushing touchdown. He's gonna throw, and he's got his completion to Brandon Ennis, the freshman Ennis. Touchdown.
Boom. On point. That was the second hookup for our freshman receivers. Carnell had one earlier in the game. And our receiver room is looking good. Like I previously mentioned on other postings, is we're going to need that wide receiver depth. People always complaining, why are you just drafting receiver? Why are you just not drafting? Why are you just recruiting receivers? Why are you just recruiting receivers? You do know who we're going to be losing this year, right? We're losing Marvin. We're losing Emeka. We're losing Fleming. Ballard might be gone. Xavier is going to be gone. We're losing a bunch of receivers. Not only that, we're probably losing Trevion. We're probably going to lose Chip. I think they're seniors. Mayan, I don't see Mayan staying, honestly. Given the playing time he's had this year, I can see Mayan transferring out. And going to have Dallin and Evan Pryor moving on here. We're getting ready to lose a bunch of skill positions. So you guys are going to be thankful we've recruited the skill positions the way we have. I'm just saying. But our receiver room looks solid for next year, regardless of who we lose with Carnell Tate, Brandon Ennis, some of the other folks we got coming on board. So you're going to be thankful we've been recruiting those 5-star receivers, because we're going to be losing a bunch of folks after this season. Running back. Dallin had to step up because Chip took a shot. He got hit. he took a shot, and I'm not surprised he did not come back in. And like I said, next man up. Dallin Hayden came in. He had to step up a lot last year, and he came in, did his thing. And of course, as soon as he came in and had the runs he had and how good he looked, no matter whoever you pick, everyone. Like I said, people be hating on McCord, people hating on Trevion. He's our best runner. First it was Chip. Now Dallin's our best running back. It's like, if Evan Pryor start next week, Evan Pryor going to be our best runner. It don't matter. They're always what the next guy. He always the best one. I don't know what to say. A healthy Trevion's better than all of them. I trust our running back coaches, trust the coaching staff. If Dallin Hayden was the best running back, I guarantee you at this point in time, Ryan Day will be playing him. You heard it in his voice in the Notre Dame game. He hears the stuff. He hears the chatter. He trying to win. I'm just saying. If Dallin Hayden was our best option, I bet you he'd be playing right now. But he's not. Not this year. Still Trevion. He's still your QB1. Could he have played this game? I don't know. But if he's going to be healthy for Penn State, I'd rather for him to be healthy against Penn State than play against Purdue and possibly re-injure whatever lingering issues he may have. So Dallin's good. He ain't cute. He's not running back one. Devin Brown, love the switch up, love the creativity, love getting him on the field, keep him involved and keep it interested. But Devin Brown's not your QB1. I think he could step up if needed to, but Kyle McCord is the man. Trevion Henderson is the man. Get used to it. Y'all need to stop posting that every single week. Because at this point, y'all just hating for no reason. No reason. Kyle McCord ain't going nowhere. Devin Brown's not going to supplant him unless McCord gets hurt. The defense again did their thing. And guess what, y'all? Jack Sawyer still plays for Ohio State. Because I was looking for he still plays for Ohio State. We had a Jack Sawyer signing. He got him a sack for I was wondering, because we ain't seen Jack in a while. I didn't know that was Devin Brown out there on defense or not, because They both wear 33, right? Because I haven't seen Jack. Jack, he probably had him a good game, but hopefully this serves as a springboard for the rest of the season. Because he looked good. He got in the backfield a couple times, a lot of QB pressures, and hopefully this will carry over for the rest of the season. Start next week against Penn State. But we had a Jack Sawyer sighting, and that was good to see. The defense again played lights out. A little bit concerned for Denzel. Got to make sure he's healthy going into the next week. But he left the game, didn't come back. Hopefully he will be healthy because again Denzel played lights out. So we're going to need them against Penn State and what they have to offer offensively. But yeah, the defense just 7 points and probably wouldn't have gave up that 7 if not for the short field. But and then of course Purdue they can't kick the field goals. I mean they missed 2 or 3. But we know how those missed field goals go. So they missed a lot of field goals and so. But our defense showed up and played well yet again against an opponent they should have looked good against. And again, hopefully this bodes well moving into next week when we have to play Penn State. So, basic offensive night, it was a basic beatdown by our Buckeyes. Purdue, and it was a good tune-up for next week in Penn State, who had their own tune-up. How folks get away with playing division FCS opponents this late in the season, I don't know, but they trounced UMass for what it's worth in their tune-up game for the next week's showdown, which should start a really interesting string of games. Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan. So we'll see how that plays out. But first up, Ohio State, Penn State at the shoe. We'll see how that goes. The red out game. From what I've been told. Other games that were of interest besides the Notre Dame beatdown of USC was the Oregon game. Oregon and the Washington game. I said Michael Penix to me is your Heisman front runner at this point in time. But Oregon and that coach, I understand being aggressive and going for it as much as they did. I don't know if y'all saw the game, but he cost his team that game by constantly going for it on fourth down. There's one thing, because he didn't make none of them. He did all those fourth down, didn't make none of them. And the one at the end of the game, they went 4 for 3 from nearly midfield instead of just putting the ball and trying to trust your defense. I don't get it. There's one thing about being aggressive, and the one thing being insane about it, because I think that was just insane play calling. If he had just kicked field goals, they would have been up. He cost it. I mean, just look at some of the options he made during the course of that game where they possibly could have been up instead of settling for the loss in the manner that they did. I don't know if he didn't trust the defense. I don't know, but I'm not going for it on 4th and 3, 4th and 4 with 2 minutes left in the game and you nursing a 4-point lead. They would have to go the length of the field for a touchdown. Either you don't trust your defense at all, or I just thought that was some very questionable play calling down the stretch for that Oregon-Washington game. And I think he cost his team the victory there from his decisions on being overly aggressive when I didn't think he needed to be. But maybe that's why he on the sideline, and I'm reporting from here. I wouldn't have done it. I would have trusted my defense just a little bit more than what he was trusting his defense at the end of that game. But Michael Penix, he looked good. Hard to believe. That's the dude that was at Indiana. And he went on to. That's the good thing about the transfer. He was able to transfer out and got himself in a better situation and might just win him the Heisman this year, because I think he is the front runner. I'll put Jordan Travis up there, and we'll see if Marvin can have some big games. He has opportunities to. McCord could get his name in the mix, even for you haters out there. He looked good against Penn State and was able to pull off something against Michigan. You don't know. I don't know. But I think Penix is your front runner at this point. All I know is Caleb ain't winning it. If Caleb winning something wrong. He is not the best player in college this year. He's cost his team some victories. Well, cost him against Notre Dame. Should have cost him against Arizona because he wasn't good in that game either. But anyway, Penn State is coming up. It's not going to be on Peacock. Y'all ain't got to worry about that one. This is a big boy game. It's going to be on Big Boy Network. So we'll see how that goes. And hopefully they will be ready. Hopefully we can get healthy. Hopefully Burke will play. Hopefully all you Henderson haters, Trevion going to play. You see how Chip is, and if we need him, we know Dowlin's ready to go. We need to put Hayden in there, so it's going to be interesting. Hopefully our defense can keep showing up. That's going to be another good game coming up against Penn State. But again, how interesting on your takes on the games. Hit me up in the comments section. How do you feel about Hayden? Is he our best running back? How'd you like to switch up, bring in Devin Brown in? You want to see a bigger role? I think that's good. I like the red zone package for him. I think it switches it up. Let you know the coaches are thinking as well. They thinking, they see the stuff, folks. They see the stuff that a lot of us are seeing. And they did some stuff to address it this time using the red zone package with Devin Brown. So I think that's good. So I think that is good. But again, hit me up in the comments what you thought about the game, what you think about Penn State coming up. Be interested to know. And again, please, if you're feeling what you're hearing, hit that like button. Again, I'm over 100 subscribers. Keep hitting that subscribe button. Help me grow this thing out. And until next time, you know the saying, OHIO, go Bucks. I'm out.